In the Apocryphal book, Joseph and Asenath, the prayer of Asenath, chapters 21 and 22. And Joseph stayed that day with Potiphera, and he did not go into Asenath, for that he was accustomed to say, "It is not meet for a man who worships Yahweh to sleep with his woman before his marriage." And Joseph rose early and departed to Pharaoh and said to him, "Give me Asenath, daughter of Potiphera, priest of Heliopolis, to be my woman." And Pharaoh rejoiced with great joy. He said to Joseph, "Lo, has this one not been betrothed to you to be your woman from eternity? Accordingly, let her be your woman henceforth, and to time eternal." Then Pharaoh sent and called Potiphera, and Potiphera brought Asenath and set her before Pharaoh. And Pharaoh, when he saw her, marveled at her beauty, and said, "Yahweh, Elohim of Joseph, shall bless you, child. And this your beauty shall remain to eternity, or that Yahweh, Elohim of Joseph, chose you as bride for him. For Joseph is the son of El Elyon, and you shall be called his bride henceforth and forever." And after these things, Pharaoh took Joseph and Asenath and set golden wreaths upon their heads, which were in his house from old and from ancient times. And Pharaoh set Asenath at Joseph's right hand. And Pharaoh put his hands upon their heads and said, "Yahweh Elohim Elyon shall bless you, and shall multiply and magnify and glorify you to time eternal." And Pharaoh turned them round to face one another, and brought them mouth to mouth, and they kissed one another. And Pharaoh made a wedding for Joseph, and a great dinner and much drinking for 7 days. And he called together all the rulers of Mitzrayim, and all the kings of the nations, having made proclamation in the land of Mitzrayim, saying, "Every man who shall do work during the 7 days of the wedding of Joseph and Asenath shall surely die." And while the wedding was going on, and when the dinner was ended, Joseph went into Asenath, and Asenath conceived by Joseph, and bore Manasseh and Ephraim his brother in Joseph's house. And when the 7 years of plenty had passed, the 7 years of famine began to come. And when Yaakov heard about Joseph his son, he came to Mitzrayim with all his kindred in the 2nd year of the famine, in the 2nd month on the 21st day of the month, and settled in Goshen. And Asenath said to Joseph, "I will go and see your father, for that your father Yashar'el is my father and my Elohim." And Joseph said to her, "You shall go with me and see my father." And Joseph and Asenath came to Yaakov in the land of Goshen, and Joseph's brethren met them and made obeisance to them upon their faces on the earth. Then both went in to Yaakov, and Yaakov was sitting on his bed, and he himself was an old man in a good old age. And when Asenath saw him, she marveled at his beauty, for that Yaakov was beautiful to behold exceedingly in his old age as a youth of a comely man. And all his head was white like snow. The hairs of his head were all close and thick exceedingly. His beard white reaching to his breast, his eyes cheerful and glistening, his sinews and his shoulders and his arms as of an angel, his thighs and his calves and his feet as of a giant. Then Asenath, when she saw him thus, marveled, and fell down and made obeisance on her face upon the earth. And Yaakov said to Yosef, "Is this my daughter-in-law, your woman? Blessed shall she be of Elohim El Shaddai." And Yaakov called Asenath to himself and blessed her and kissed her tenderly. And Asenath stretched out her hands and took hold of Yaakov's neck and hung on his neck and kissed him tenderly. And after these things they ate and drank. And thereupon both Yosef and Asenath went to their house. And Shimeon and Levi, the sons of Leah, alone conducted them forth. But the sons of Bilhah and Zilpah, the maids of Leah and Rachel, did not join in conducting them forth, for they envied and detested them. And Levi was at Asenath's right, and Shimeon at her left. And Asenath took hold of Levi's hand, for that she loved him exceedingly above all Joseph's brethren, and as a prophet and a worshipper of Elohim, and one who feared Yahweh. For he was an understanding man and a prophet of El Elyon, and he himself saw letters written with the finger of Yahweh, and he knew the hidden things of Elohim that were revealed to him, and revealed them to Asenath in secret. For Levi himself also loved Asenath much, and saw the place of her rest in the highest.